Alright, good morning everyone, it's Ms.Murray, and I am making this video to help you guys learn how to incorporate your scholarly sources from the Alabama Virtual Library that we gathered into your outline for our research paper unit. You should have gotten a hard copy of this. For the sake of showing you my example, I have made this digital on Kami, but I will accept it either way, either digital or on paper. The first page is just extra information about what each paragraph should include in a 5-paragraph essay. And on the back of this is where we're going to start our outline. The first thing that we're all going to do is we're going to put our name on our paper in the top left. And under our name, we're going to put our topic. If you forgot which topic that you signed up for, you need to refer to the list. And now we're ready to start our paper outline, our introduction. The first sentence is going to be our hook. Remember, the hook is what draws the audience in. It's what gets us thinking about how interesting this information is or why should we care. And we created 3 hooks. There was strategy A, which was startling information. There is strategy B, which was an anecdote or a personal story. And then there was strategy C, which was a quotation from a famous person. You can use any of these, you just use one, so it's A, B, or C. I chose to go with strategy A, or startling information, for my example. Teen mental health is my topic. So my hook, which is startling information, starts as approximately 1 in 3 teens suffer with a mental disorder by the time they reach 18. That gets the audience thinking. That's a really drastic statistic. 1 in 3 is very prevalent. And that leads me into my thesis statement. My thesis statement is, some may argue that teens are just moody. However, many people do not realize that teen mental health is at an all-time low due to the highly sensitive period of young adulthood, poor home life, and social media influence. Now, it's very important in your thesis statement for your first research paper that you have 3 talking points, because you're going to use these as your body paragraphs later. So my 3 talking points are highly sensitive period of young adulthood. There's my first one. My second one is the talking point of a poor home life. And my third talking point is social media influence. So I can write a paragraph on each of these and have enough information. And then after your thesis statement, because the hook and the thesis statement are only 2 sentences, you need at least 3, but really 5 to make it a full paragraph. And here's where we add our commentary. These, you can react to the information, you can stress the importance of your topic, you can use a counterclaim if you so wish, but your commentary does come from you. You don't need to cite any sources, it's just your thoughts and feelings about the subject. So I reacted to this, to the topic by saying, due to large amounts of concerning research, teens and young adults need better resources in order to aid in this mental health crisis. I would add a little bit more to that so we can have a really strong introduction before we get into the first body paragraph. All right. Body paragraph number 1. I'm only going to walk you through one body paragraph, but you guys need to do all 3 on your own before the due date. Okay, body paragraph number 1. The highly sensitive phase of life. Remember, this is your first talking point in your thesis, highly sensitive period of young adulthood. So you turn your talking point into a claim. You need to turn it into a full formal sentence. You are claiming something. I took the talking point of the highly sensitive phase of life and I turned it into the young adulthood phase of life is highly sensitive in development and filled with social, emotional, and physical stress. Okay, we got a solid claim, but we always need to back it up with scholarly evidence, not Wikipedia. You always need to back it up with evidence that is scholarly and not Wikipedia or Facebook or any sketchy websites. And the Alabama Virtual Library is great for that. So let's just say you get to the data, the in-text citation part, and you're kind of stumped. Well, you go back to your bookmarks because you should have your sources already. And this is what the Alabama Virtual Library looks like. You should have your sources bookmarked. One of the sources that I chose for my pretend topic is how parents can play a key role in the prevention and treatment of teen mental health problems. I got full access to this, so I'm going to open it up here. And there's so much great information. You just look through the whole article, the whole ebook, whatever source you find, and you're looking for evidence that supports your claim. And I'm going to choose this. Half of all mental illness emerges by age 14 and 75% by the age 24, making adolescence a highly sensitive period for the prevention and treatment of mental problems. That is a great quote that I'm going to pull right out of the Alabama Virtual Library. And then you go back to your paper and then you write with that quote, according to research. Make sure that you quote it. You did not say that, somebody else did. Quote, half of all mental illness emerges by the age 14 and 75% by age 24, making adolescence a highly sensitive period for the prevention and treatment of mental health problems. Now I'm going to zoom in and I'm just going to refresh you guys on how I want you to complete this in-text citation according to the MLA format. Okay, very, very, very important. Notice when I ended this quote, I did not end it with a period. The period goes at the end of the entire in-text citations outside of the parentheses. Also, within the parentheses, you have the author's last name. If we look over here, this is Hurd, Toria Hurd, but we're just using the last name. Another very important note, if you use an online website or an article that doesn't really have page numbers, such as this, you do not need to add page 1 because it's not organized in pages. What you need to do, if there are no page numbers, is you must do the in-text citations with the publishing date. The publishing date for this is 2022, so it's good information. It's not old, it's not older than 10 years, it was just made last year. So I quoted what I pulled from the scholarly source. I put in parentheses the author's last name and the publishing date because it doesn't run off of page numbers. And then I added the period at the very end outside of the parentheses. Now, whenever I get to my works cited page, at the end of my essay, I can go back through the Alabama Virtual Library and I'll click this little cite button. And in this cite button, it will give you an MLA 9th edition citation for you, which is very nice. So you'll just copy and paste that into your works cited page, which we will do together later. But of course, we're not done there. After we drop data into our point 1 paragraph, point 2, point 3, we always need to add commentary after, because that's the pattern here. Your claim, then your data that you find, and lastly, your commentary. I added the commentary reacting to this quote, reacting to this research. There are many stressors in young adulthood. This is the root of mental illness emergence. And if I were to continue to add more sentences and make it a fuller paragraph, I would talk about financial stress of college, maybe social stress of prom, sports stress. I would get into why young adulthood is a highly sensitive phase of life. All right, and that's how you do one paragraph in your research paper. If you have any questions, please reach out to me either online or in person, and I will be happy to help. Remember, the end final research paper is only as good as your outline is. If you do your outline really, really well the first time, then writing your paper will be so easy for you. You need to do body paragraph 1, 2, and 3, and then we will work on a conclusion together. Once again, I hope that you found this helpful. Reach out to me if you have any questions, and try your best with this.